Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and how wonderful it is that you are here. It is always such a great time when we can speak to lovers of love and light. How wonderful it is that you are living in blessed times, learning to become love, learning to shine with a great love in your heart once again. I say to you, as Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, blessed is the one who is listening to these words. For it is these words which are spoken from great divine that are blessing the people who are listening. Blessed are the ones who understand how important these times are, for they can already see these words happening before them. Blessed are the ones who've been awaiting for the great divine to speak once again, so that they begin to listen and begin to clothe themselves with peace, love, and harmony. Blessed is the one who says, "Look, the great Lord has arrived. And look, now we can rise up as people into the true love and the true light." You are certainly blessed in these times. You have been awaiting my return for 2,000 years. Indeed, 2,000 years ago, when I worked with Jesus as in my channel, I said, I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, will return again. I will return again to bring the people to the love and the peace. Do you understand love and peace? Do you understand how important it is to become of love and peace in your life? For how else can you expect to receive this most beautiful peace and love among mankind? How else can you understand that mankind can become of love consciousness when you do not have it within you? This is also how Jesus spoke to the people, as he brought through the words and the thoughts of my being, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. This is what he said. Look, a great division is happening among the men and the women. There are those who think that they own the great God, the great Father, and they can do whatever they like and expect all the blessings. They don't do anything else except quote the scriptures in their synagogues and their preaching houses. And there are those who are listening to the words of the true Father and who are hearing the words being spoken. I am the great light, and I am the great way. Look, the great way is before you. And it is those ones who are understanding that change needs to happen within. And those will begin to practice the ways of true love. And the people were greatly puzzled. What do you mean, Jesus? Please begin to teach to us. So he began to speak. The ones who quote the scriptures day and night and who make the laws for the people, are they truly practices of love? Or do they believe that they can own the people and shepherd them in the ways of the laws? Is that what is righteous to you? And there are those who understand the very teachings of the great Father and the great love. It is those words you are hearing now. And the great Father and the great love is shepherding the ones with a heart who desire the ways of the love and the peace. It is those who the Father is addressing, is saying to them, look, come to those paddocks filled with the greenest of pastures, so you can fatten in the greatest of grass of the greatest words from the great divine. For they will not spiritually hunger. They will understand truth within them. They will clothe themselves with the new personality of the great love. They will receive a great gown from the great Father, and they will be marked as lovers of truth. They will gather together and say, glorify the great Father, for now we will inherit the earth with peace and love. Teach us how to work with peace and love. But the others who desire the other ways, the people who desire to listen to the preachers, and the people who are the leaders who keep making those laws, they have abandoned truth. And they cannot even feel the Father within them. For how can they? They reject the great Father. They reject the great love. And all they do is talk and talk. But they cannot bring their people to the love. And their people are in the paddocks with no grass, starving. They are the skinny ones, undernourished with spiritual truth. Yet the ones who are listening to the great Father are becoming fattened with spiritual love and spiritual teachings. And they certainly understand the difference because they practice the ways of the love. Learn to listen not to the words, but to what is inside of you. For truth is inside everyone. It is in the fear that the people listen to the leaders with all the laws. It is in the love that you will hear the great Father speaking to you. So the people were greatly puzzled by those parables and ways of teaching. So they went away and thought about it. Some of them understood it and others didn't. They were always confused. I ask you, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, do you understand these teachings? Or are you puzzled like the people were 2,000 years ago? Do you remember being there and hearing Jesus channel those very words? Were you there when Jesus spoke about the sheep being fattened with the great pastures of love? Were you there when Jesus talked about the great Father bringing peace and love to the earth? Can you feel you were there? What was your response 2,000 years ago if you feel you were there? For everything is felt in the heart. And so many listeners who are recognizing these teachings were there, present with Jesus. Were they the words from a human being? No, he was the greatest channel. The channel, the designated channel of my being, sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. And now you are hearing these same teachings being spoken through my designated channel, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. And like Jesus was my only channel 2,000 years ago, Suzanna is my only channel here upon your earth at this time. So how do you feel when these words are being spoken to you? Do you understand that you can be brought into the great teachings and feel the great nourishment happening and become fattened with spiritual truth and spiritual love? Not only hearing the words, but feeling truth within you, understanding that I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, have returned as promised to guide the people to the times of peace and love. Or are they only words to you? Do you understand the truth within you? Or are you not understanding it? This is so important for you to understand and become more aware of. What is your truth within you? What is it that you feel within you growing? For you all know truth. You can deny truth or accept truth. You can learn to ignore love and light of the great divine, or learn to grow into it. For those who choose to grow into it, they become so fat with spiritual nourishment because they feel divine living within them and growing within them. This is why I sent Chiron at this time to your plane with his channel, who is his light good programmer and the great ascension channel. I said to Chiron, go and speak to the people. Bring the great healings of the divine pineal gland activations and awaken them up so that they feel divine within them growing, and so that they can learn ways of love and truly be guided to the paddocks filled with spiritual nourishment, so that they not only hear those words being spoken, but it becomes part of them. I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, am here to guide you upwards to the ways of the love and the peace. But before all things can become love and peace, it must become your way. Each day it must become more a part of you. You are teachers of love and light. You are teachers of how to forgive. You are bright lamps shining when you become part of those ones who are in the paddocks filled with spiritual nourishment, being guided by the greatest shepherds. Spiritual shepherds, not human shepherds, but divine shepherds, the greatest divine shepherds. I, sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, am the greatest shepherd there is. And Chiron also is the great shepherd. We are here to guide you. There are many archangels in the highest love and light who are also the great shepherds. There are many great shepherds guiding the people to the greatest love and the greatest light. But before you can experience the love and the light upon your earth, you must find it within you. Learn to grow in the ways of the love and the light. Learn not to fear others, but to go deep within and feel truth within you. For when you are in spirit, you are taught how to grow in the greater love and the greater light. And when you come here as a human, you are determined to become more love and light. But it is up to you to feel that within your heart. It is up to you to become peaceful within you. Learning to let all things that are not peaceful for you to go. Let it go. Let it go in the waves of the ocean. Let it sink so deep so you cannot find the pain that you hold and held anymore. Truly by forgiving it. Learn from the experiences. Do not carry it with you any longer, but become lighter. We want to carry all your burdens. Do you ask for us to carry your burdens each and every day? We want to carry them. And we do for those who desire to walk in the great nourishment and become of love and light. Give us your burdens and feel your load becoming less. Know that the greatest love is here with the people now, for the rising sun consciousness has truly returned, like we have always promised. We always keep our promises. When I stated 2,000 years ago through my channel, Jesus, I, sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, am walking with Jesus. And Jesus will speak to my being and pass the greatest love through to you, you being the people. As you are hearing the greatest words being spoken, so you will hear them again in the future. And when you hear them being spoken, and when you begin to recognize them, you will understand that the times of the love and the peace are close. But when I return, how many will be ready to say, Lord, I see you. Lord, I recognize you. Lord, I remember you. And I said through Jesus, very few people will be awake. Will you be one? Will you be one carry the torch of light to others and say, look, the great Lord has returned. Awaken. Become love and light. Learn to listen to the great Master. Behold, for the great love is here. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings.